All right, all right. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 8 of the Water Bear podcast, and this is season 5. So, for those of you who've been watching and you've been watching multiple seasons, you know that I typically do a 10 season or 10 episode season. This season, I'm cutting it a little bit short, and I'll tell you all why next week when I do the season finale. It's part of the theme that I'm doing for next season. So, next season is going to get a few more episodes, but this one is going to be one short. So this is the next to the last episode of season 5. Again, episode 8. So welcome to the Water Bear podcast, and thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to join the Drip family. Sharing is caring, but subscribing is thriving. So while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Would greatly appreciate that, and share it with everybody you know. Even if you're not really into the zodiac that heavy, this show covers a lot of different things. We're going to be talking about other things, even kind of beyond the zodiac, even on tonight's show. And you can catch the Drip every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Poetic, and that's Peauxetic. And on TikTok, same thing, Poetic, Peauxetic, but just with the number 7 at the end. Also, please follow my guest tonight, Tylan. You can follow him on IG at Tylenol and Chill. So I'm going to spell that out for you. So it's TYLANOL_N_chill. And then on X or Twitter, you can also follow him at I Rock the Boat for you. And I'm going to spell that out for you as well. So you have that. That's IROCKTHEBOAT, the number 4 and the letter U. And that is all together. So before I bring Tylan out, you all know that this episode is about the duality of Gemini. So I made a post yesterday, and I think a lot of people may not be aware of this, but Gemini gets this reputation of having two sides, being two-faced. You know, people always talk about the twins, the Gemini. There are also several signs that have elements of duality. So I'll start with my sign, Aquarius. Is ruled by 2 different planets. So that makes a little bit of duality there. You also have, some people may even say Virgo has a bit of duality. And then there's Sagittarius, there's Pisces, and Libra. All those signs also have elements of duality to them. But for some reason, Gemini really gets the hate for having 2 sides, or as Tylan told me before we started this episode, he may have more than 2 sides. So we'll get into that too. So a famous Gemini, so many that I love, especially in the entertainment, specifically the music business. But a famous Gemini is Lauryn Hill. So I'm not sure if you all are aware of that. But she is a famous Gemini. So I'm going to bring Tylan out here in a second. I've known him for a few years now. We followed each other. We connected through Twitter, basically for the love of music, talking about, legendary artists of the 90s. And so we share some of the same tastes in our favorite artists. So I've known him for a few years now. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him out to join us. Hey, what's up, Tyler?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Gucci.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. Well, but I want to give you a proper introduction. So is there anything else that you want to tell the viewers and the listeners about yourself before we get started?
No, I'm a pretty boring person. Like you said it. You said it all.
Not boring person. Y'all don't listen to that. Don't let him fool you. He's not boring.
I love my music. That's it.
Love music. Okay. Same. Me too. Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Yes. So we're gonna talk about that too. Yeah. So if you don't mind telling us, when is your birthday?
My birthday is May 25th.
May 25th.
97.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You said 1997?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I feel so old. Okay, so so
Yeah, we
okay,
old, man. We old.
yes. So
We old.
not we. No, no.
We we. If you working, you old.
Well, hey, yeah, that's true. Yeah, work does make you feel like you're old. I'm with you on that. That's true. Okay, so let's talk about this two-sided concept
Yeah.
of a Gemini. So what okay, so let me ask you, do you feel like you personally get a lot of heat for being a Gemini?
When someone asks me my sign and they find out, then that's when I get heat.
Oh, okay. So prior to
Normally,
that, no.
no, not really, no.
Okay.
But like, it's always what do you call it? I would say like a stigma with
Mm,
Gemini's. Like
right.
we're two faced. We have like different personalities. I don't have two. I have probably more than two. But
Yes. Okay. So I want to get into that too. Okay. So if you had to
oh.
I don't want to say label your personalities, but number them. How many different personalities or sides do you feel like you have?
The same as any other person or a zodiac. You see, I have different moods, but I think mine. So you're an Aquarius, right?
Because don't by any means think I'm knocking you by asking this question because I also
No,
feel
I
like I
get
have
it.
several sides too. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like, and like my mood can like switch real easily.
mm,
It
okay,
can switch really easily. I think. I don't know how it is for other people. Like, I mean, I don't like watching this podcast. I've found out like different things about different signs and everything, even more about like myself. Like I didn't know like like the rising and what do you call it, moon
oh
sign or
yeah,
anything like that.
yeah,
Yeah, until prior to this. So, um, but yeah, I just feel like it's like different sides. I guess you could say to me like it's more than two. Like I can be like real calm and mellow, or I can be real goofy, or just
okay,
real. I don't know. I can just be a totally different person, kind of, in a sense.
okay, okay. Nothing wrong with that, and I think that's one of the coolest things about Gemini. You mentioned being goofy. I feel like
That's good.
Geminis have a great sense of humor. I really haven't met one that lacks that. They,
Mm.
to me, they all seem to have a really good sense of humor. So that brings me to a question that I want to ask you that I've been asking everybody this season. So this is called I Got Five on It. So if you had to describe Gemini in your own words, in 5 words, what would those words be?
In 5 words.
Yes.
Ooh. Like in a sentence or like 5 different words.
5 different words. So like five,
Okay.
like any descriptive type of words that you would give for Gemini.
Ooh. Um. That's a hard one. Um. Like I said, it's just so many different sides. I don't know because
Well, how about this? Okay, so I'll give
mm,
you 5 that I think, and then you kind of tell me if I'm in the right ballpark or not.
okay.
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 So I think witty is definitely one. Um,
Can't be.
humorous, I guess, would be how I would describe it in one word. Like I was saying, the good sense of humor. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes indecisive. I think people give Libras a lot of heat for that, but I feel like a Gemini can change their mind pretty quickly. Usually it's justified, like you have good reason for changing your mind. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like indecisiveness could be one. Uh,
Indecisiveness, and that can go along with like I get bored easily too.
Okay,
I can get
so
bored easily.
okay.
Like I
Do
lose
you
interest like real quick.
do you think that plays into and this is another one I kind of think of too about Gemini. Geminis are usually very um analytical and intelligent. And so sometimes I feel like when you're dealing with people like that, they do get
Mm.
bored quickly because they're always looking for the next thing to, okay, like what's going to stimulate my mind now? Like, so they're always kind of looking for that next, um, I don't want to say thrill, but the next thing that's going to grab their attention, basically. So do you feel like that?
Maybe, yeah, in a sense, yeah. But like,
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't had many like quote unquote thrills. Like I'm a real chill, laid back, homebody type person. Like I don't really like get out much and things like that. So I'm always bored. But like I don't know. I'm that serious. But
Really?
I am. I do. But I do lose interest quick, and I just get bored like of like the same thing with like
So when you
everything.
say lose interest, do you mean in things or people or both?
Both. Both.
Damn. Okay,
It
so
depends though. It
hey y'all,
depends.
I'm
Like if
sorry if somebody's out there. Now y'all hearing the
I'm,
real deal.
I'm dead serious. Like, but if we have like a lot in common, like a real strong thing in common, like I mean, like but if you're just like normally, if you're just a normal person, like just not much in common, it was interesting pretty quick
Hmm.
for the most
Okay.
part.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can understand that. So when you say that you have different sides or of yourself, different personalities. Um,
Mm.
I think another thing that Geminis get a bad rap for is I think we all, like you alluded to earlier, we all do have different sides. But
Yeah,
I think from what I've heard from other people, the frustration that people have with Gemini is the extremes. So
probably.
it's not only that you have different sides, but they're so far apart from
Yeah,
each other that it almost can feel like to some people that they're not even dealing with the same person. So
yeah.
do you have people told you that, or do you feel you see that
hmm
in other Geminis?
hmm All the time, people tell me that all the time.
Really?
Like it could be like up or like up and down, like night and day. Like just a
Okay.
completely different person.
Okay. And so how do those people because I imagine you have some people in your life that are really close. So how do the close people in your life how do you feel like they kind of cope with that, or how they navigate that?
They just gotta deal with it. They just deal with it.
Hey,
They
just
just
take it or leave it. Okay.
yeah, they just deal with it. I mean, it's me. Like
Right.
like
Right.
my dad's a Gemini too, so
Oh,
yeah,
really?
he's uh-huh. And my
Okay.
mom, she has the same birthday as yours, February 4th.
What? Hey, your mom is
Mm-hmm.
cool. I ain't even
She
met her,
alright.
but she's cool.
She alright. She
But
alright.
I imagine your I imagine your parents have a how do I say this? Probably a very fun, interesting, probably stimulating relationship because I've always heard that Aquarius and Gemini is a good match.
They ain't together.
So, well, damn. Well, let me say this. Okay, so
My
when
mama
they
probably said, my mom probably said, "Hey, we can't have two Geminis in now. Get the hell out of here.
right, somebody got to go.
Somebody gotta go."
Well, okay, so I
And it
get
just
it.
won't me.
Right, right. Now, I mean, I get that they're not together now, but I'm just saying, probably part of their initial attraction was
Mm.
just that energy, Aquarius, Gemini energy. I always say this. I feel like a Gemini is an intensified Aquarius. I feel like a lot of
Mm.
the qualities that a Gemini has. Aquarius has that too, but in some degree, it's a little more tame.
Mm.
Yeah. So I
My
feel like
dad
y'all
has
are
said
kind of
like
a
me and my
hype.
mom's the hype part, the like more
Hmm.
hype Aquarius.
Yeah, up to me.
My dad has said like me and my mom share like a lot of the same qualities. Like,
Really?
he has said that.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yes.
So that's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And so do you, okay, so let me ask you this. Do you feel like when it comes to relationships, and I'm talking like any kind of relationship, um,
Mhm.
do two Geminis work? Because I've had a lot of people on the show that say, the one, I'll give you an example. So some people say um, two Leos, like, no way. Like they'll say
Mm.
that does not work, not even in a friendship a lot of times. So how do you feel about other Geminis?
I feel like if someone was exactly like me, it would work.
Really?
I, would- I would
It
date
will
me.
work.
I would date someone like me. I would.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
would.
So that will work. Because
Yeah,
let me tell
I
you,
think it would.
and I've said this a few times on the show,
Yeah.
I love Aquarians. I love being an Aquarius, but it's a mixed bag when I meet other Aquarians because I might be, feeling them, I might not. It's just
Yeah.
they kind of, some of them are cool and some of them are just a bit much for me.
Mm. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I can see what you mean because I know I can be quite a bit much at times. That sounds like I can be really annoying.
Is that really annoying? Oh, really?
I
That's
can be.
funny. I can't see you being that way.
Yeah, when I'm like goofy, like I'm goofy as shit as hell. Excuse me, like
Oh,
I'm goofy
okay.
as crap.
Okay. No, you're
So
good.
okay, so I can be really annoying at that point, or I can be annoying to the point where I'm just like real zen, and I just don't. I just want to be myself a lot. 'Cause that's how I
Hmm.
am as a person. I just want to be to myself a lot. The majority of the time, I want to be myself,
Hmm.
and I mean that can be annoying in a relationship too.
Well, yeah, that's
It
true
definitely.
because you need that time. And I would agree with that too from an Aquarius standpoint. Um, I like people. I like, even going out, things like that. But there has to be, at some point, I have to have some time to kind of recharge with
Yes.
myself. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
You need
I
that
totally get
time.
that.
You need that time. I don't see how people can be around people 24/7. Like
Mm-mm.
even married people, how can you look at the same face every day? Like
You can't
every
do it.
day. And
Damn.
then you got married people that go and work with each other too. Like so y'all see each other 24 freaking 7.
Yeah. Now, see, that's I've always found that to be kind of fascinating for people that do
Yeah.
that and then they stay together for a long time because I
It's crazy.
think like, how do y'all make it work? Because you just, like you said, you're in each other's space all day.
Yeah, yeah, like you gotta get out my face. Like, at that at that point, if
Damn.
y'all working together, y'all gotta be sleeping in separate rooms. Like y'all can't do that. Like
Right.
the same, like 24/7.
That's, yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So before I ask you this, before we get into this next part, I want to
Mhm.
just run down some of my favorite Geminis. I'll stick to music because even in movies and stuff, there's some that I really enjoy watching their talents and
Yeah,
acting and all that. But
I feel like we have the same ones.
yeah, I
A lot of the
mean,
same ones.
I'm shaking my head because I don't think there's any other zodiac sign that I can rattle off this many favorites that I have, like artists that I just like really, really love. So, you have um, Prince was a Gemini.
Mhm.
You got Tupac, you got Biggie, you got Kanye West, as crazy as he is, I love his music. You got Left Eye from TLC. You got the Lauryn Hill, like we mentioned.
Gladys Knight.
Yeah, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Coco from SWV. It's just so many.
Coco? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently. She's a Gemini too.
And you know that the lady that sings "Ironic," Alanis.
Oh, she's a Gemini.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's a Gemini too.
Oh, that makes so much sense now because I love her music too. And there's something about her energy that I've always thought was just really cool. But okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and everyone you mentioned, probably everyone you mentioned have like big personalities.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Have big
really big
personalities. Like
personalities.
perfect example, Kanye, Left Eye, and Tupac.
Yeah, yeah,
They have really huge personalities.
they do. I remember when,
Animated.
yeah, very animated. I remember when, and I think you told me you saw it too, when TLC did their the documentary, the Netflix documentary. At the end, T-Boz said she felt like if Left Eye was alive, she would be the female Kanye. And I can see that because
Yeah, I saw that.
she was always like ruffling feathers or doing something that was going to shake up
Mm-hmm.
the norm. So yeah, I could totally
Yeah,
see that happening.
she knew how to get the people talking.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she
She knew
did.
how to get
Which
people talking.
they probably couldn't see it back then. Maybe they can now, but I think in some ways, um, as great as the group is, I mean, I'm not taking anything from them because I think the music stands by itself.
Of
But
course.
a lot of her antics, it kept people interested in the group. So it almost like
Mm-hmm.
it always kept them relevant because it got to the point where it was like, well, damn, what is she about to do now? And then it brought attention to the whole group.
Project, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
this next
Rest in
question,
peace to Left Eye.
huh?
I said, rest in peace to Left Eye, man.
Yes, yes. Rest in peace to Left Eye. So okay. So let me. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna word this question. So this next segment is high low. So I don't know if you've seen it, but basically, how this works is I'm gonna give you a scenario, and then I want you to give me your answer as a kind of positive, high vibrational Gemini, and then you give me your low vibrational gutter Gemini response to this. So this question, which is, and now that I'm putting the timelines together, is amazing to me because I'm gonna do it. Some people say I talk too much as far as storytelling, so I'm gonna try to make this short. But so when Aaliyah first came out, so I'm going somewhere because I know you love Aaliyah. I do as well. I liked her music, but when One in a Million dropped, no, actually it wasn't that when the album dropped, but the song in particular that dropped that really made me pay attention to her was If Your Girl Only Knew.
The first single.
Yeah, the first single. Yeah, when that came out, I was like, wait, is this the same girl that was singing back? I mean, because her whole vibe, everything had kind of, I mean, she was still, yeah, she did. She reinvented herself on the second album. So I say that to say, if I'm not mistaken, that album came out in 1997. Six. Okay, it was six. Okay, so 1996. So it's amazing because we're technically I think we're in the same generational group. So like I'm a millennial and I think you're like
by a year.
Oh, you missed it by okay, so you're Gen Z. Is it?
I don't claim it. I don't claim the people.
Okay, so you're honorary. Okay, we'll say you're honorary millennial.
I'm an honorary millennial. There we go.
Yeah, honorary millennial. So I say that to say, I remember when Aaliyah, when she was out and stuff, but I was really young at that time too.
Yeah.
I was 11, 12 when,
Mm.
when she really started like popping off. And so you weren't, I just thought about that. You weren't born yet when the, when the one of the, which makes me sound so old, when the One in a Million album dropped. So,
Yeah.
here's the question I have for you. And I want you to give me both sides of this answer. How do you respond to someone who may say, "Oh, you're really too young to be into an artist like Aaliyah because you weren't born when she comes out"? Like, how are you so into her music, or how do you know about her music? So, how would you respond to that? Again, high vibrational and then the low vibrational.
I mean, what I usually say is music doesn't die; it lives on. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like
Okay.
the radio always kept her in rotation.
Okay.
TV always kept her in rotation. Like 106 in Park, everything. So
Yeah.
I always grew up on it,
Okay.
always. And we have a thing called YouTube. We can log on and just we can
Wait.
log
So
on and
is
go on there anytime we want.
is that your low vibrational answer?
That's my low vibrational answer. That's my smart ass answer. We
Right.
have a thing called YouTube. We can go and look at what we want to look at if we want to know about something from
Right.
way back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way
That I
back
will
then.
agree. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Way back then. I was listening to I know this isn't Aaliyah, but she worked with her a lot. I went to the Missy concert when she came here to Dallas a couple of weeks ago.
Oh man, you went?
It was, let me tell you, it was, I don't know if she's still on tour, if she's come to your city yet, but it was the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah, she was just in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it was amazing. But one of the songs she was singing, when she was singing Beat Me 911, I
Hmm.
started thinking, damn, that sounds so ancient, the concept of beeping somebody. And then when I was prepping this show, I kind of thought about you, and I was like, well, then I was like, he probably wouldn't even know what a beeper was, because back then, they had kind of started phasing
Pager?
out when you were really, yeah. I mean, well, I know you probably do know what it is, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, if you just heard the song just off the rip, like
yeah.
beat me 911, like what, but
Hmm.
um it's interesting how the lyrics and times evolve. I think even in If Your Girl Only Knew, Aaliyah says, if the girlfriend knew, what this dude was doing, she said something about unplug the phone.
Yeah. The
Which,
landline.
right.
Nobody has that anymore.
What
But
now?
I was
Now we just
around for
hang up on them.
those.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
I
right.
was
Yeah.
around for them. I
Yeah.
was around for them. I remember
Okay.
those times.
Yeah. I'm like, unplug the phone. Now they just hang up on your ass. They not
Right. And
unplug the phone.
remember the flip phones? Just
Yep.
put slap that
Just
joke
be
down.
like, hello, hello.
Just slam it down.
Right, right. Okay.
The razors.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Those two. Mhm.
Clack.
Yeah, gone. Yeah. So I thought about all that, and I was just like, wow, that's interesting, because um I'm not too far into the millennial group. I
Right.
think it stops at like 1980, and I was born in 85. But then, like you said, you just kind of missed, or you're like right at that edge of millennial and Gen Z. But I think that's just a testament to those artists and the type of music that they made. And so I'm just curious to know, like, how did you first discover Aaliyah? A two-part question. And I know that you're a really big fan of hers. And how did it feel going to her, what would you call it, memorial site?
Or Grace side?
Gravesite. Yeah, her gravesite. Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, she is technically buried there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you asked first part of the question. You asked, oh, how did I fall in love with her? How?
Yeah.
Okay. So my earliest distinctive memory, I had to have been like 3 or 4. Yeah, I can remember back that far. I was standing in front of the TV. Like we had this like big TV screen. No, we had this. It was a smaller room that I stood in front of. It was in the kitchen. We had a TV in the kitchen, and
Okay.
106 in Park was on. I used to always watch the countdown music videos and stuff. I
Oh,
used to love
yeah.
that.
Same. Me too.
That's how I fell in love with Missy too. She was like the Michael Jackson of my time. Well, Michael Jackson was the Michael Jackson of all of our times, but Missy was
But
like
no,
that
but I
too.
get it. She kind of is. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
with her videos.
Yes. So we did a resolution came on the countdown. This is my earliest distinctive memory of her. And I remember just being like, just staring at the screen like, yo, this chick is bad.
Yeah.
And like
At 3 or
she's
4.
bad. Yeah. She's there's nothing like her. Like
Right.
she had, like what really captivated me was like she was dancing with freaking snakes all over her. And she had snakes crawling all over her in the freaking video. I was like, yo, what the hell? And
Yeah.
like not only did I like look at that and think that, but like I actually when I was younger, I was like obsessed with snakes. I'm in
Really?
my right mind now. I don't like snakes now, but
Oh, okay. But
back
back
then
then you did.
when I was a kid, Aaliyah made me like snakes.
Really?
Yeah, and I had a picture with like this yellow python around my neck at like this pop up zoo in like my town, like back in the day. Like when I was like 7, it came. Yeah,
Wait, what? Wait. So you had a real python around your neck?
yeah. I could choose between like a python or a kangaroo, and I chose the python, a baby kangaroo.
Listen,
But when it came back again, I chose the baby kangaroo.
I was gonna say I would have chose that kangaroo hands down.
I
So
would
wait, so
too now.
how did your parents feel about that? Or like did they just cool? Like, okay,
She let me. She paid for it. You had to pay to take the picture. She knew I love snakes.
wow, that's crazy.
I
But
remember. Uh-huh.
no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I remember this time I was at the barbershop, just sitting in the barbershop. You know, how, like have magazines and books right there you could read or something like that when you're waiting to get your haircut. So it was just like it was a magazine that had this woman on there. She had a snake like on her. She was naked. She had a snake on. She had a bikini on. And like I picked it up. I was like, "Oh mom, look at the snake!" And the dude that owned the barbershop, he snatched it out of my hand. So you looking at that snake? My mom said, "Yes, he is." I was looking at that snake, yo. I was obsessed with snakes.
Really?
I
Well,
was
that's interesting because
because of that video and her.
but yeah, now I will say she did make it look very cool. It was sexy the way she did it.
Damn right.
And I thought it was CGI at first. I was like, oh, that's cool how they
For
put the
real.
little, and until I saw the behind the scenes, and I was like, oh, she's really in there with some snakes for real.
Hell yeah. Except for that one big one crawling in the snake pit like bigger than her. Except for
Oh
that one.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
one
yeah,
is CGI.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah. So that's wow.
I think it was
Okay,
over 40.
it was a lot of them.
I think it was over 40 snakes in that video.
Yeah. Wow. I couldn't do it. I just no. I'd be too scared. So you said that was your first
Earliest distinctive memory of her. That's how I
introduction.
think that's how like I fell in love. That's yeah. Because I always remember like her songs being played on the radio and everything like that. I've always like heard her. I've always
She was
heard her.
huge back
Yeah.
then. I think that if she was still alive today, this is no shot at Beyonce. I love Beyonce,
Mhm.
but I feel like
I feel like
Aaliyah
she would
would
be
have
out
made
there.
it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just about to say. She would have made it hard for a lot of the female artists who were out around her time to be as big as they are now. Because I think she would have taken a lot of that shine, with music, and then the way that she was getting into film and everything too.
Yeah.
She was like really taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. definitely,
Yeah.
man. Like she was taken away. I'll say it like this. She was taken away at her on her as she was rising. She didn't even reach her peak yet.
Right. I don't think she did either.
She didn't
No,
even reach her peak.
not at all.
Like
Yeah.
she wasn't even done with the movies or anything. But yeah.
hmm
And how I felt the first time I went to Ferncliff, where she's buried.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Because you've been more than once, right?
Yeah, back in April, made the fifth time.
Really? Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Let me see, 2015, 2019, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, fifth time.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
Mhm. But yeah, I just felt I kind of was starstruck a little bit, even though
I
I
can
couldn't see
imagine.
her. I was
Right.
starstruck
hmm
because like that's like damn, this is the closest out that I can unfortunately be to her. Like I can't go to a meet and greet like a lot of people have like their
hmm
favorite artists
They're
still
doing
alive and
today.
everything. I can go to a meet and greet. That's
Right.
the closest I ever meet her. So
Right.
I was still starstruck.
I can imagine. I could totally see that. Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I had to throw that in because I know that we both have a great love for Aaliyah, so I
Yeah.
definitely wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got good taste.
Hey, that's
You
right.
got good taste, doggone it.
Yeah. I still bumped the other day when I was working out. I was listening to what was it? Are You That Somebody? I was listening to that while I was working out. I mean, the songs that
Oh, yeah.
she created, they have a lot of them have a timeless element where even some of those songs, if they come out today, it still sounds like it's futuristic.
It was different. Even like
Yeah, it was
especially
different.
back then, it was so different. Shout out to Missy and Timberland.
Yeah,
Timberland, it was different.
yeah.
Like like Missy, she said that I don't mean to spend a whole lot of time on Aaliyah, but I'm not gonna talk about her all day. But Missy said that it was hard. It was hard for them to like to like get radio play back then with like 1 in a million and like
I
her
bet.
songs
Yeah.
because they couldn't blend it with like what would come next or like put it in mixes or anything like that. And
hmm
even like I think Atlantic Records they wanted to remove like the crickets from the background of the song.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't know that. Huh.
yeah, but Black Girl and Ali and everybody they hid the masters so that they couldn't take the crickets out.
That was a good move. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember it's funny you mentioned that about them mixing it in with radio because I
Mhm.
remember going to middle school. Yeah, back then it would have been like middle school, I guess, dances or whatever. And they would play Aaliyah a lot, but I remember when 1 in a Million really popped off, and almost every time when they played it, that was the closer. And I think
Mhm.
part of the reason why is because it was hard to mix because it's like, okay, what song are
Yeah.
you going to play before that and after that that's going to kind of mesh well, you
Yeah.
know?
It was hard. Like, what do
Mhm.
you put around that? Like now you could probably put songs like around it, but back
Yeah.
then, heck
hmm
no,
Yeah.
you couldn't put no. You couldn't put Aaliyah next to like Whitney and Mariah and all everybody else. You couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just really,
It's
yeah,
too different.
it's in its
Like
own
those
world.
'90s was like a era for like ballads.
hmm
Everybody was just yelling and and killing you with runs.
Right.
They
Right.
were.
Yeah.
They
That's true. They
were.
were. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So I got this wild card question that I just have to ask you
Uh-huh.
because I've seen doing this podcast, I've seen or heard of people saying certain comments about this zodiac sign coming from a Gemini and vice versa, this sign too. Um, and so yesterday it was so hilarious. A lady that's a Virgo that we follow each other on TikTok, I posted the promo for this episode, and she said, I'm actually trying to get her on here because I want to learn more about this scenario that she said. But she said that she was in a relationship with a Gemini. Now she's a Virgo, and she said it was the most exciting relationship of her life. And she said she didn't go into detail, but she said basically the gist I got from it was never boring. But that could be both sides. It was, probably some good and bad in it. And she said something, she compared it to a wet finger in an electrical socket. I was like, oh damn. I was like, what? I promise. It's on my TikTok. If you see, yeah, she left that comment on there. It was so funny. So I have to ask you.
So death.
Well, so she said she felt like that's how she looked and felt, I guess, after she broke up with this Gemini.
Oh wow. So she's going through it.
Yeah. So she
was
really going through I was like, damn, he did it like that. Yeah. So
man.
I got to ask you, so how do you feel about Virgos?
Who?
Damn, not you hit me with the I don't know them.
I don't know her. When I think about zodiacs, I honestly don't think about Virgos. But I don't really like, I'm not big on like zodiacs and things like that. But Virgo is like the one that I forget about a lot of times. Was Michael Jackson a Virgo?
He was, and Beyonce is too.
And Beyonce is a Virgo too. Yeah, I forget about Virgos.
Okay, so actually, you bring up an interesting point. Now you're saying you forgot about him because you must not have a beef with him. Okay, because I've had several people on here that have said, and this is from both sides. Like they'll say, "Oh, if it's a Virgo," they might say, "Oh, I don't really click well with Geminis," and I've heard Geminis say they don't click well with Virgos. So I had to ask that just to see if there was really something to that.
Okay, so what birthday range are Virgos?
So they're gonna be back half of August and the front half of September.
Yeah, I might not like them.
Are you thinking of a few people?
Yeah.
Falling.
Yeah. I might not.
Really?
For real.
Oh, okay.
I might not.
I'm sorry, y'all. If Virgos that he's talking about and y'all are watching,
I might not like them. I might not.
And so let me ask you, if those people that you're thinking of, what is it about them? Do they have any kind of commonality or thing that you maybe don't like about them?
I just go by like how you are as a person. I don't know. Like they I don't know. I'm more so kind of like a wash and dry type person. Like if I don't rock with you, I don't rock with you. It could be like sometimes it can be little things and I'm over you. But yeah, it's a couple. I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I don't know if it's like a common thing. Like it could be like the specific zodiac.
Okay, but they just happen to be born in that time.
Yeah, I think they might be Virgos.
Okay, that's interesting.
But that's me with like everybody though. A lot of times, yeah, that's me with everybody.
Yeah.
Some people say it's like holding a grudge, and it's not. It's just, yeah, it's just if I don't rock with you, I don't rock with you. That's all it is.
I think a lot of it has to deal with or do with your upbringing and your environment too, even outside of the zodiac. So, like for instance, my grandmother, now she was an Aries, which I have heard Aries, they do hold grudges, but she could hold a grudge. I mean, she really could. And so I think in some ways I inherited some of that kind of by default by being close to her. And so as I've gotten older, I don't do it anymore. But I would say in my 20s, oh yeah, I was holding a grudge, but now I don't do it because I feel like it ultimately it hurts me more than it hurts the person that I'm holding the grudge against because they probably done gone on about their life and you know
Yeah.
not even thinking about me. Um,
Mhm.
but I do agree with you on that. Sometimes it's not so much about the sign; it's just hey, the environment, who you were brought up by, and I even think sometimes the zodiac sign of your parents can even have a hold on how you are because how you just mentioned you were saying kind of quick and you correct me if I'm wrong, you seem like you might be easy to detach from people
Mhm.
if you're not feeling a certain thing, and that's not bad
Yeah.
because I'm kind of the same way. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that's an Aquarius thing, and by your mom being an Aquarius, maybe you might have picked up a little bit of that from her. I don't know, but I know that's one of the top things that people say when they're speaking negatively of an Aquarius is that you just cut people off or you don't care about their feelings, and it's not that because usually by the time I get to that point, I've given several chances,
Yeah.
and then finally it's just like what, this is it, and just
Yeah. I mean, if it ain't going nowhere, I mean, what's the point? I mean,
yep.
it's not necessarily a grudge. It's you just don't want that type of energy around you.
Yes.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's all
Hmm.
it is. Like, you
Yeah.
stay over there. Like my mom, she would say love from a distance.
Yes. Yes. I agree. Yeah. Some people you have to be that way with. You do have to love them from a distance. I agree.
A lot of people.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I can't believe we're already like pretty much at the end, but I have one more segment that I want to do with you. And so I know you've seen this one before,
Yeah.
the dead in the water
Oh
segment.
man.
So I'll go ahead and I know but I'll go ahead and kind of run it down and explain it for people who may be watching or listening for the first time. So this segment, I do this every single episode. This is a staple on the show, and I ask 5 this or that questions. So, for instance, it could be chicken or fish, and instead of telling me the one you like the best, you'll tell me the one that you would throw back in the water. So,
Fish.
are you a fish in the water?
That's where it belongs.
Yeah. But there and on my plate, that too.
Yeah.
That's true, but it does technically belong in the water. I agree.
I love it some chicken.
Yeah, I like chicken too. I can't eat it as much as I used to, but I like chicken too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first question up I have for you. This is Aaliyah related.
We
So
did a resolution.
wait, so that's the one you're keeping or the one you're throwing away?
Dead in the water.
Really?
Over
Okay.
if your girl only knew.
I'm shocked because of the way you said how that was like your first introduction to Aaliyah was we need a
It was.
resolution.
But I love if your girl only knew better.
Really? Okay, I do too.
I do.
To be honest, now this is an unpopular opinion.
Hmm.
Um, I would put if your girl only knew over 1 in a million. If not over it, it's neck and neck. It's like right there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
I
to
know.
me.
I know. A lot of people say that about a 4-page letter. A lot of people love 4-page letter.
Yeah, now I love 4 Page Letter too. Now I would say if I had to kind of rank those 3 songs, I would say If Your Girl Only Knew would be here, and then 1 in a million would be there. But 4 Page Letter is not that far beneath 1 in a million. So they all kind of
Yeah.
right there. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
But yeah, video wise, we did the resolution. That one's there.
Okay, but just song as a whole.
Song wise, If Your Girl Only Knew is on land.
Okay, not in the water.
Nope.
The snakes and everything just hit the water.
Exactly.
They're gone. Okay.
Exactly. They're gone. Sorry.
Sorry. All right. So when it comes to work,
night shift.
You get rid of the night shift. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Even though I am a night owl.
Oh, I am too. Yeah. But you'd get rid of that.
Mm-hmm. I like to get it over with and enjoy my day.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So this is the food one. Rice or potatoes, which one would you throw in the water?
Rice gotta go.
Okay.
I can do a whole lot more with potatoes than I can rice.
Yeah, I can see that. They're much more versatile. Like the only thing I can think of, I mean, well, you can do a lot with rice too as a base for a meal, but you can do a lot more with potatoes. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are movie franchises, not really of the same genre, but which one would you keep between Saw or Fast and Furious? You know, I didn't expect you to have to think about this one. That's funny.
I mean, I love my scary movies.
Yeah, me too.
And Fast and Furious, they started off like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I stopped watching them both. Honestly, I haven't watched the Saw movie in a long time. I've watched the Fast and Furious. I don't even know how many that got out yet.
Yeah, Fast and Furious is at 10, and Saw is at, I think they're 10 too. 10 or 8. Well, at least 8. At least 8 of the Saws. It might be 10.
I might have to. All right. I might have the dead Saw.
Okay, so you're gonna.
I might have to.
Okay, so Saw is going in the water.
I don't know.
Okay.
Fast and Furious pissed me off though. Like they was talking about going to space, and I don't know. It's that kind of. I don't know.
Yes, I like the Fast and Furious. I like all of the movies, but I do agree. I think some of the plot, which I know it's not a plot movie, but some of it's on some of the sequels or whatever. They got a little ridiculous. So I can see that. Yeah. Okay. So Saw, we'll say Saw is halfway in the water.
Yeah. They got their feet in.
Right.
Yeah, they got their feet wet.
Okay. All right. So this is in terms of emotions and how you handle confrontation.
So did I.
Wait. So you throwing it away that fast? Wait. So you're not up for the talking it out?
No, I'll tell you, I ain't shit.
Damn. So is nobody's getting to talk it out from you?
They getting to walk it out.
Not a walk it out. Wait. So you okay? So this is funny because I didn't expect this answer either. So Well, not that quickly. I thought you were gonna have to maybe kind of think about it as yeah. But so is this after a certain time period? Like, because some people need a moment to cool off. So, or you just off the rip, like talk it out now, you just throwing it away.
I don't know. I ain't never been too good at talking. I don't know. I guess it depends.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to sway your answer. I'm just trying to understand.
Oh no, my answer is solidified. It's talking is dead.
That's it. Just talk it out. It's gone. Okay.
It's out here.
Hey,
it walked.
Right. It walked on in the water.
That's right. Wade in the water.
Hey, right. Oh, that's hilarious.
Dang, I had a harder time choosing between a movie than that. That's terrible.
No, hey, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, well, this has been great. Thank you, Tylan, for coming on and for being the guest tonight and representing for the Geminis. Now, is there anything that you want to leave the viewers and the listeners with before we close out?
Hell yeah, stop hating on us.
Okay. Hey, boom. Simple. Stop hating.
On us. We chill.
Yeah. Okay.
We chill and we good peoples.
Yeah.
Just don't get on our nerves, I guess.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I will agree with that. Most Geminis I know, they really at their core, they are good people. Yeah, they're good people. They may have like little quirky ways, but we all do to some extent, I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Really, really good people. But okay. Hey, well, there you have it. Thank you again, Tylan. And again, y'all, make sure you tune in next week. Next week's going to be the season finale. I'm going to have a Capricorn, and we're going to be talking about Mercury retrograde, which is something I honestly don't know a ton about, but she's going to walk us through the whole process and what it means and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that next week. And again, if you haven't already done so, and you're still listening, make sure you hit that subscribe button and go ahead and like and share this episode with your friends and people you know, or even share it with your enemies. You know, share it with everybody.
Sharing is caring.
Yes, sharing is caring. All right. Well, I'll see y'all next week. And thanks again, Todd.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. You're welcome.